Hi, I'm Chloe from Los Angeles. I live with my single mother who got super rich a few years ago by sheer coincidence. We were going down our local mall's escalator when Mom's dress got caught up in it. Mom hurtled down the escalator and hit her head. Afterwards, the mall's manager came rushing towards us. Good luck trying to handle Mama Bear.
What kind of mall is this? I could have died! Who would have taken care of my precious daughter then? Oh, please don't sue us, ma'am. We'll settle this outside of court.
They awarded us $10 million as compensation. And that was just the beginning of our wealth. Mom made investments with that money and got $70 million in profits in 1 year. So, we now live a very fancy life. Still, Mom has always tried to raise me to remain humble, and she is my best friend in the whole world. She always gets me what I want, so I use that to help people in need. Still, the kids at school were jealous of me for being rich. No way these idiots' mom got rich that easily. She must have done something bad.
I heard she's a crook.
Nobody wanted to befriend the new money trash. I felt like I couldn't fit in anywhere, rich or poor. And the worst of all, when I get nervous, I become a total idiot that doesn't know how to act. One day when I was 13, a bully shoved me into a locker. I kept knocking on the door for anybody to let me out. I totally forgot I had my phone. I was choking from the smell and the little oxygen. After a while, the new transfer girl my age named Scarlett opened the door. I was in tears. These insects. How dare they do this to you? She helped me out and took me to the nurse's office. Ever since then, Scarlett had become my BFF. She's so sweet and funny. We would go shopping and see a movie every single week. But suddenly, her family had to move away, and I was all alone again. One day when I was 17, Mom made a bad investment, and we lost all of our money. We were gonna have to give up everything. My mom was so devastated that she had to be hospitalized after she got the bad news. After she had regained her consciousness, she decided to send me to live with her sister, whom I had never met before. I am not leaving your side, not when you're in this condition.
Oh, you have to do this, you kind-hearted dummy. This will help me.
Help was my trigger word. If this is how it could help, then I'm all in. I decided to get a job and learn how to support myself and Mom. When I arrived at the airport, there was a boy my age waiting for me. Hi, I'm Chloe. Nice to meet...
Yeah, sure. I'm here to take you home.
He looked very annoyed when he spoke to me. He didn't even look my way. Turns out, this rude boy's name is Carson, and he's Aunt Marie's neighbor. We arrived, and I thanked Aunt Marie for welcoming me.
Okay, I'm going to work.
Oh, wait, do you think maybe I could get a part-time job?
Why would anyone want to hire a spoiled brat?
Carson!
I just mean... Our shop doesn't usually hire people without experience. It'll be nearly impossible.
You're hired, said the manager of the ice cream shop. Oh, thank you so much.
But sir, she has no experience whatsoever.
That's why you're gonna train her. Carson looks like he's seen a ghost, but I was ecstatic. The next day, we got to work, and I put on my cute little cow-shaped uniform hat. Hate to admit it, but Carson looked so cute in his uniform and his little name tag.
Okay, so first rule of business, the cow's tail goes in the back.
Okay, gotcha.
You're gonna be responsible for the cold drinks. It's easy, just do this.
He showed me in a minute, and before I could ask anything, he left me to fend for myself. I don't need him anyway. I noticed that many girls come in and buy stuff just because they want to talk to him. Like I care. Things were going fine until at midday, an entire Little League football team came in. I want a sundae! I want a milkshake! I just threw up in the bathroom. Get somebody to clean it up, miss. They all just kept shouting all at the same time. Okay, hold your horses. I tried getting all the cups and cones they wanted. I turned on the ice cream machine and made the perfect ice cream swirl. Okay, maybe I can do this. I tried to turn off the machine, but it wouldn't. Oh no, the soft serve is falling on the floor. Okay, I know. I'll just get more cups. I tried to keep it off the floor, but the cups just kept overflowing. Okay, I know. I'll just catch it in my mouth. I kneeled and tried to eat the ice cream, but there's only so much a girl can take. It covered my head and clothes. The customers were rolling on the floor laughing. I got up to get a towel, but I slipped and fell on my butt. This slapstick humor has officially gotten old.
What the hell are you doing? If the machine is jammed, why didn't you just unplug it, genius?
Suddenly, the manager appeared from behind him. Whoa! Carson! What have you done? I leave you in charge for 1 hour and you flood the shop?
No, sir. I didn't.
No excuses. Clean this up. And then he left. Carson glared at me with storms in his eyes. Well, if you had trained me well like you were supposed to, we wouldn't be in this mess. I went to the house to get cleaned up and gather my thoughts. On my way back, I felt like I was being watched. I turned to see somebody with a hoodie following me, and I got nervous. I made a hard left turn, but the stranger kept following. I kept taking detours in order to determine if they were purposely on my tail. I hid behind one of the bushes, and once the hooded stalker appeared, I pounced on them like a jungle cat. I reached for the nearest object in my bag to threaten them with. A banana? What the heck? Am I gonna hurt them with the potassium? Who are you? And why are you following me?
Chloe, dude, it's me, Scarlett. Holy mackerel, Scarlett.
I yelled as I got off her and pulled her in for a hug. Oh my god, what are the odds? I explained to her what happened in my life and my new living situation, and she told me that her family moved here to Texas and their luck turned around. Now they're super rich. I invited her to walk to work with me.
Oh, you work somewhere with these kinds of people, huh?
Scarlett said with a weird look on her face, but I was too distracted by my excitement to ask what she meant. When we got back to the store, Carson was still cleaning up, holding 10 items in his arms. Once he saw Scarlett, he dropped them all.
What is this? Some kind of joke?
What is?
Are the two rich girls ganging up on me now?
Oh my god, Chloe. Of all the people,
You had to be working with him? I was so confused, but I can definitely sense a lot of hostility. Scarlett took me aside and explained that she and Carson dated a while back. But he broke up with her and hadn't spoken to her since. What a small world we live in. Afterwards, she left and I went home. I went to work the next day and at noon, a gorgeous boy came in and he smelled expensive.
Hey, can I please get a milkshake?
I got him his order, but he hung around for a bit.
Never seen you around town.
I told him that I just moved, but left out the private parts of the story. Suddenly, someone came through the door as I was right behind it. I tripped and almost fell on my back, but he caught me fairy tale princess style. He continued being nice to me, and then he asked me out. And I agreed since he's so charming. His name is Teddy, and he's around my age. When we went out, I was a little nervous, but I actually ended up having a great time. He took me to a homeless shelter so we could volunteer. It was so kind and selfless of him. When I got home, Carson was waiting out front.
Let me guess. He took you somewhere to volunteer, huh?
How did you... It's none of your business.
Okay, let me tell you something you obviously don't know yet. Teddy is your bestie Scarlett's stepbrother.
Wait, what? I had no idea Scarlett's parents even got divorced, let alone that she has a stepbrother.
These two rich kids are selfish, snobby, and bad news.
No, they're actually nice. Who do you think you are to judge people?
Well, I wouldn't expect the spoiled airhead heirs to understand.
You're a jerk. I went to my room and slammed the door. The next day, we ignored each other all day at work. Then, a lady came in with her kid to buy milk. The kid was dying for some ice cream, but his mom couldn't afford it. I waited until she turned her head so I wouldn't embarrass her, and I handed the kid an ice cream cone and whispered, "Hey, this is a gift." The kid smiled like he had won $1 million and left happily. I noticed Carson watching, but pretended not to notice. A while later, he came up to me looking embarrassed.
Look, I'm sorry for being rude earlier. I just don't think the Scarlett I know is the same one you think you know.
I thought about what he said, but I still couldn't imagine Scarlett being a bad person. I'm just gonna call her and invite her over. When she got to my room, we started reminiscing about the good old days, but I had to ask her why people have bad things to say about her family.
because people are just jealous of us, I guess.
Well, I can certainly relate to that. She invited me for a drive in her car. She was driving dangerously fast.
Whoa, Scarlett, slow down.
I yelled just before we slammed into a road sign pole.
Oh my god, this is a felony.
I freaked out.
Don't lose your head, I'll make it right.
She pulled out her phone and called someone.
Daddy,
I crashed into a road sign pole again. Can you pin it on one of your powerless employees, please? She has to be joking, right?
Sure, baby girl.
I heard her dad say from the phone. My eyes popped out of my head. So this is what Carson was talking about. The next day, Teddy came to pick me up and go out, but I was shaken from last night's realization. He invited me to go to his stepdad's mall, so I thought I'd go check it out at least. I went and said hi to the owner, since he's Scarlett's dad. He remembered me and was nice to me. Oh, I miss this guy. But when I turned around, I heard him yelling in such a demeaning way.
You filth! I asked for a sparkling water 5 whole minutes ago!
He yelled. The poor employee was hardly holding back his tears. That is not at all how I remember him being like. I looked around his office, and a picture on the wall caught my eye. It's Scarlett's dad and another man smiling in front of the mall on opening day. Guess he's his partner. Underneath it were their signatures. The other man's name is Tucker Edgerton. Edgerton? Where have I read that name before? Suddenly it hit me. Carson Edgerton. His dad is one of the owners of this mall. But then, how come they live in such a small house in a humble neighborhood? After we left, I asked Teddy about it.
Sweets, do you actually think my dad would stay friends with that Edgerton guy? He just had an idea for a fun shopping center, and my dad led him on with a fake partnership and then cut him out completely. Smart move, isn't it?
Good lord! He was proud of it. These people are psychotic. I have got to help Carson and his family out. I went back home and knocked on Carson's front door. He was in the backyard. Look, I know why you hate rich people. You're right about Scarlett and Teddy, but I was never like that. Also, I know what went down between your families, and I want to help out.
And what's in it for you?
I just hate bullies, that's all. He looked at me with curiosity in his eyes, which was quickly replaced with gratitude. We sat down with his dad and nailed down a leak-proof plan. And since Teddy and Scarlett trust me, I was part of it. And this time, I wasn't going to be caught dead acting like an idiot like always. The next week, I went to Scarlett's dad's office.
Hey, Chloe. Didn't expect to see you here. What can I do for you?
Well, sir, I started working as an intern in a local newspaper, and this is my assistant, Mark. We wanted to interview you. Of course, Mark was actually Carson in disguise.
Well, I'm actually quite busy.
It'll just be a few questions. The first question is, what advice do you have for young entrepreneurs? As he started babbling on and on about resilience and determination, Carson quietly zipped out of the office and into the records room. I had to keep the man talking for as long as Carson needed to find the original blueprints and contracts that prove that his dad is the legitimate owner of the mall. Great answer! And what do you say to people who claim that your mall idea wasn't yours originally?
Oh, my competitors will say anything to sabotage me. Why do you ask?
Oh, come on, Carson, hurry up! He's starting to see through me. Suddenly, a security guard came in holding Carson by his arm, and next to him were Teddy and Scarlett. Daddy, don't say anything more to these snakes. They're only here to sabotage what you worked so hard for.
You're the snake. You dated me just so your dad could get close to mine and steal his ideas. Well, I've heard enough. Just as I stole Carson's dad's ideas and cut him out of his own company, so what? There is nothing you can do. Security, call the cops and have these two arrested for trespassing.
Oh no, are we screwed?
I'm not sure that's such a great idea, sir.
Someone said from behind me. It was a woman and a man who looked familiar.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the employee you pinned the hit and run on a while ago.
And I'm the employee you wiped the floor with because of your sparkling water.
We've been looking for a way to expose you. So a week ago, we bugged this office with cameras and microphones, all of them streaming on the mall's Jumbotron. Everyone in the mall has heard you confess to stealing Mr. Edgerton's rights, and I have already called the cops anyway. Once she said that, a group of policemen came in.
Sir, you are under arrest for more crimes than I could even count.
The cop said as he handcuffed him. Daddy, don't worry. I'll use our money to get you out.
Don't say anything, Dad. I watched Judge Judy. I'll be your lawyer in court.
Scarlett and Teddy yelled as they ran after their dad. A month later, everything was ready to be exactly how it should be. Mr. Edgerton was proven to be the mall's original owner and was even awarded $100 million in damages after the trial. They moved to a huge mansion in town, and Carson was even able to buy the ice cream shop he works at. They invited me to a fancy dinner to thank me.
You know, Chloe, I'm gonna need a partner to co-manage the mall with me. Hopefully someone with business experience who was rich but still raised their kid with humility and passion.
I smiled from ear to ear. Sir, I know just the woman. I called my mom, and she was ecstatic to get that offer. In a few weeks, the mall had a huge reopening and ribbon-cutting ceremony. We all dressed up, and I was so proud to have kept my promise to myself and helped Mom get back on her feet. I was also able to stand up to the bullies who took advantage of a kind man, which means the world to me.
You know, there's a really nice fancy restaurant here in the mall. I was thinking we could go check it out together sometime.
I smiled. I don't know. I heard only bratty rich kids go to that place. Don't you hate rich people? I decided to tease him a bit.
Well, ever since meeting you, I've discovered I was wrong. Not all rich people are like that. And now that I'm rich myself, I'm gonna make sure people know that.
I nodded and said, well, as long as we're not having soft serve ice cream, I'm in.